Hi all, welcome to today's video. So if you are very much interested in learning about the data, analyzing it and how to convert it into a meaningful insight so that it will be helpful, really it will be helpful for the clients or the sellers uh, for taking the decision. Welcome to my channel. So we are going to have good deep dive sessions uh, in analyzing the data which we get from the Shopify website. So why Shopify? Because Shopify is the one of the biggest and the largest e-commerce retail companies which has been across multiple countries like US and UK. So we have about around 4.5 to 5 million merchants whose annual revenue sales are more than 100k dollars. So considering these many facts, so surely many users are there, and Shopify is a very big ecosystem to maintain and to build, maintain and to run it forward. So many developers are there, like in freelance jobs for creating, developing the Shopify websites and for creating the theme editors and then running the search engine optimizations for everything we have. But what about the data? Once the Shopify website is set up and running, how the merchant or the seller will know about where they are lagging, how will they be able to improve their sales and revenue in order to boost their business. So that is where our data and automations will play a major role. So hi, welcome to my channel. So today's video, coming straight to the topic, we will discuss about how to save Shopify data to a database system. So for this I have taken, so first, Shopify is the e-commerce website, retail e-commerce platform which I have taken. Okay, and then so I am going to save it into a RDBMS, nothing but relational database management system. So for that I have taken PostgreSQL. Okay, so PostgreSQL, and then next I will be using Python. Okay, why Python? Python is, we have many libraries in Python which is used for extracting the data from through APIs from one platform, that is like Shopify, and save it into another platform, that is in a RDBMS, PostgreSQL. So basically using Python I'm going to pull the data from Shopify, and I am going to save it into my Postgres. Okay, so for that I will be using Python. So how will I be able to pull the data from Shopify is through Shopify API. So we have Shopify API. When we connect through this API, we will be getting the client ID and client secret. So using this credentials, we can directly tap into the Shopify website. So whatever the data they have, so for example, when the seller wants to analyze about orders data, we can get it. Customers, their customer base, if they want to analyze, we can get it. If they want to see about their inventory, yes, we can get it. And products. So these are the main 4 categories which are in the Shopify website. So obviously we can get all this. So this is what we are going to see today, and how, in a high level overview, how to do this. Okay, so before jumping in, I'll just show you the output. Okay, so this is my test website which I have created. Just using the Shopify Partners program, you can create a website. So 2 types of websites are there. One is for your store related details. So that is where we will be able to see our orders, products and customers. Okay, so once we create a store and we have to give the test data, so Shopify will automatically populate the orders, 3 main categories: orders, products and customers with the test data. So today we will see how I have taken this test data into my Postgres database. And then so this is my dev dashboard. So my dev dashboard, we can as I've told, dev dashboard is mainly used for creating apps, and that app, when we release it, so it will generate a client ID and client secret that will be helpful for us for extracting the data from the Shopify. And coming to Postgres, so here we have the server. So all I have up and running. So in the Postgres, so if you see in the schemas and tables, so I have created these tables: customers, orders, product variants, and products. So if you see, I have already given selected the product variants, and these are the data. And so I'll say for customers, so I have these three values in place of customers. And then orders, so if you see, it will generate an customer ID. It is an auto generative field, name, and then total price, and what about the details. So everything I have extracted and I have saved it in the database. So for that, I'm using the Python file. So how am I extracting the data from Shopify to Postgres? So it is just a simple Python file I'm using. So you may, I'm not an expert in coding. So if you see, for these kind of backend jobs, so mainly if I want to analyze the data, what is the importance of getting all these things? So mainly for analyzing. So to analyze, we are extracting all these information. Where I have to analyze, I'm using Power BI desktop version, since it is a free version. So as a developer, you need to learn about many languages. Like Python is one language. We need to know about SQL. SQL we need to know. And then Power BI we need to have basics. So we need to give precise prompts when we are conversing with the AI agents like Gemini. If I'm using, I need to tell the precise prompts, so that it will give me the desired result. So that is one. So don't just focus on one thing, and if it gets stuck, try to overcome it as early as possible and focus on the next things. And that is how we are going to build a very big thing. So in today's video, mainly I'm not focusing on Power BI as of now. So just how from Shopify website I'm able to save to my PostgreSQL. So for that, I told I'm using this Python script. So Python, for generating Python, I would say I used Gemini as my coding agent. So it generated this code and gave it to me. And so I used this code. So just like I will be pasting the client ID and secret ID, and I have given the database credentials here. So if you see the database credentials here, and in Shopify they have this GraphQL kind of query for extraction. So when I give my shop name, so I have given like a shop name called Test Store Martin. So if we mention the shop name and our details here, and what tables we want to extract, we have to give inside the query. So related to products, if there are 20 records, so we have to mention what are all the fields we need, columns we need. So exactly those columns it will pick up and come. So one is for products, and this is for customers, customer related data, and next is orders. So like that we can extract all the tables, whichever we want, inventory, that we can add it in this Python file. And for running this Python file, I'm using VS Code. So just in my terminal, if I run this Python file, automatically the data, it will create a connection between using API, it will create a connection to Shopify. It will extract all the data. So when I run this Python file, it will give me as a JSON format. So after JSON format, I'm converting that JSON format, and then if you see here, I have the DDL statements. So for Shopify, all the DDL statements. So for creating the product table, this is my DDL, and then the product variant table. So we can give all the constraints, primary key, we can set everything, and already I have created the schema in my Postgres. And once the schema is ready, I will be running this, running my access token. So once this run, it will, from the JSON file, it will convert it into and place it as a output in my PostgreSQL. So that is how, so one bridge I have built today. So now if I want to analyze in Power BI, so from Shopify, I have pulled the data and placed it in Postgres, and from Postgres, I will be taking to the Power BI. Okay. And once I load it into the Power BI, I use powerful visualizations. We use visualizations to create graphs and to get insights about our data. So one thing I want to tell you, like from this year, Shopify already has come up with the embed function for analytics. So if you see, there is a field for analytics. So that is what I'm showing. So reports and everything. So what is the purpose of building the same thing in Power BI? Will client look for it? Will it be useful for them? For answering that question, I would say why I am going to Power BI is because mainly Shopify analytics is within the Shopify analytics. Okay, so within the Shopify. So what if the customer, right, the merchant the seller who is using Shopify has also spent in Google Ads, Meta Ads, and this data is not yet saved anywhere. So same through API technique, we will save it to Postgres, and we can analyze all data through visualizations in Power BI. So that is the major advantage why we are doing this backend analyzation through Power BI. So for example, to answer a question like which ad generated more revenue for a product? Okay, which ad generated more revenue for a product? So by analyzing these data, we can come to a conclusion that this ad generated more revenue for your product. So that is why we need Postgres for acting as our middleman, as our database management system for all when it has been spread across multiple sources, when sources are in different places like Shopify, Google Ads, and for other things, if they are saving it in Excel, everything we can save it in the Postgres, and we can start analyzing. And also, like, I will try to come up with the automation techniques also. In future videos, we will be discussing about automation techniques. So yeah, stay tuned, and looking forward to connect with you all. We all will learn about like how to solve the real world problems. Daily we'll try to see one use case and how to solve that problem using the help of AI and data and everything.